Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Trank. I'm the Special Agent in charge of Homeland Security Investigation for the state of Georgia. And behind me today, Homeland Security Investigations agents, along with ICE ERO, the FBI, DEA, ATF, CBP, U.S. Marshals, and Georgia State Patrol, conducted a judicially authorized enforcement operation as we are actively conducting an investigation into unlawful employment practices going on at this massive multi-hundred acre construction site behind me. At this time, we are continuing the operation. Arrests are being made, and we will be providing additional details on the outcome of today's operation tomorrow morning. We thank the public for all of the thoughts as we conduct this operation. We have executed it exceptionally safely thus far, and we look to wrap it up in the near future. Thank you.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people, because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I really appreciate your massive love and support. So, I came across the video of massive ICE raids in Hyundai, and the majority of the South Koreans were arrested by the ICE. And again, to my surprise, I came across the video of the real person who reported these people to the ICE. And she was so proud of it and said that she's the one who did it, and started explaining that the reason as to why she reported that company to the ICE so that those workers can be detained or deported was that the workers were being exploited, they were working as slaves, and they were not being paid good wage. And that is the main reason as to why she reported those people to the ICE. This woman is a palm-colored woman, and guys, I want us to watch these clips together to see how people reacted to them, and also give the video a thumbs up, please, and also subscribe if you're coming across this channel for the very first time. Let's dive in.
What happened today? Hyundai, their main location in Georgia, was just raided by ICE. And they're reporting upwards of 475 employees detained, including over 400 South Korean nationals. Hyundai is a South Korean company. It also halted construction nearby of an EV battery facility that South Korea was investing in as part of all the deals they're trying to make with the Trump administration to avoid all of the tariff bullshit he's trying to apply to South Korea. Now, you can't just look at this as a simple ICE raid. You guys have to remember, there's new leadership in South Korea. The last South Korean leader was like Donald Trump. He was declaring martial law. He wanted to make it a military type of country, just like North Korea. And if you remember, the citizens of South Korea ousted him. They protested in the streets and they ousted him. And so this is the new president of South Korea, who's quite the opposite of Donald Trump. So Donald Trump already has an issue with South Korea and this new leader. Secondly, the United States has always been there for South Korea, promising to protect them with military support if the dictator from North Korea decides to do anything to South Korea. And now that's all gone because Donald Trump is friends with the North Korean dictator. Like, this isn't just all happening as a single, oh, we're just going to detain, immigrants. This is all part of a bigger plan to harm countries that are not pro-Trump and like Trump and want the same kind of fucking fascist, countries that Trump wants. And these are South Korean nationals. They didn't sneak across a border or anything like this. So this is a really big deal because there's a lot of companies that are South Korean in the United States. And I wouldn't want to stay in the United States. If I were a South Korean company, I'd divest, I'd bail. If you're going to treat our nationals like this, who are just trying to work. I thought they were supposed to be the worst of the worst criminals our tax dollars are paying to remove. Crazy.
A Hyundai plant in Savannah, Georgia was just raided by ICE that detained about 500 people and over 300 of them were Korean nationals. This is major. I talked about the Jakarta method a couple days ago. The US did the same thing in Korea, in Jeju, where there was a socialist movement in Korea, and the US did not like that. So the US killed hundreds of thousands of Koreans and made South Korea a major US military stronghold in the East. So a couple months ago, when China, Japan, and Korea had a little meeting, and we were all just like, that is wild, given the history. The Korean government, they are not going to be happy about this. And this is just another pebble in the pail toward perhaps Korea pushing against US military occupation. Because it's interesting, growing up Korean in America, we're fed this lie about the US in Korea, how the US liberated us. But when you actually look at the history, baby, it's so far from the truth. I don't know. Also, I miss 101, wearing my 101 t-shirt today. This was never about immigrating here legally because all these Korean nationals were here legally, working, building infrastructure for the US on American soil. And if they can be detained, if you're Korean living in the United States right now and you don't think that this has anything to do with you or you're not bothered by this, baby, you better gird your loins.
Did you see these videos of an immigration raid at a Hyundai construction site in Georgia? Listen to this.
Warrant for this entire construction site, okay? We're Homeland Security. We have a search warrant for the whole site. We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
This happened at the construction site for the Hyundai and LG Energy Solutions new battery plant in Georgia, where agents from FBI, DEA, ICE, HSI, Georgia State Patrol, and others detained 450 people, including more than 300 Korean nationals. According to reports, agents went into the facility and asked everyone if they were U.S. citizens. Then they put U.S. citizens on one side and everyone else put on the other side and harassed and forced to show their immigration paperwork. Because of the raid, the South Korean government is very concerned about its company's investments in the U.S. and the treatment of its people. The South Korean government is trying to figure out why the construction site was raided, saying that the detained South Koreans had entered the U.S. on a B-1 temporary visitor visa. However, it is unclear if those workers subsequently tried to get a work visa or if they even knew that they couldn't work with the visa they had. But like we have seen from this administration, they're going after migrants regardless of their status. Hyundai did say that they're working with the U.S. government in the investigation, but if this is how the U.S. is going to treat workers, maybe more companies and potential employees should reconsider coming to the U.S. Look, I'm not trying to defend corporations that are probably taking advantage of their workers and their status. I'm concerned about the people. A lot of people were detained, which means kids probably went home with either one or both of their parents missing. These are people who are working, most likely paying taxes, and their only infraction is probably not having the proper paperwork to work in the US. And out of desperation, they took a job. This could all be a lot easier if the US government actually let people adjust their status. If you think these people can migrate all the way to the US, get a job, pay taxes, but somehow they're not smart enough or law-abiding enough to adjust their status, then you have no idea how the immigration system actually works. This government makes it intentionally difficult for people to adjust their immigration status. Or in the case of the Trump administration, revoking people's status to make them undocumented. So undocumented people can be exploited, used as pawns in these political games, and at the end are the ones that are blamed for everything while the bosses and corporations get off free.
Well, guys, welcome back. It's not even a surprise that it was a palm-colored woman who reported these South Koreans or that company to the ICE so that these people can get deported or rather detained. There's been a lot of ICE raids in the United States, not only in Hyundai in Georgia or any other place, but majority of the states in the United States. A lot of ICE raids has been happening in Los Angeles, in California, like almost each and every place. They just want to do away with the immigrants. I just wish these people could have known how the immigrants are doing a lot of work in the United States. Not only the United States, even in other countries, especially the European countries, they're really working so hard. They're really trying their best. So imagine over 300 South Koreans being arrested and detained by ICE just because of one person. These people didn't complain to this woman that they were being exploited. These people didn't tell this woman to report to ICE, to report the company to ICE. They were only surprised because when I watched the video, I saw them running away from the ICE, only for 500 of them to be arrested. Imagine, that was a massive ICE raid that has ever happened in the United States. That one in Los Angeles those days, I think it was not even massive because arresting 500 people within a day, how massive was it? It was so massive. Then this woman still comes out online and starts bragging. Now, what if this company was all dependent on the immigrant labor? Because they know they will be paying them the minimum wage right now. What if it collapses? If it collapses right now because there is no workforce, where will they start? The company will even go bankrupt. The company will even shut down because if there are no workers to work for you there, how will you even start? Are you going to employ the American citizens? Are you going to pay them the maximum wage? Because I know different jobs have different wages, it depends. But right now, the way immigrants have been trying their best in the United States, then from nowhere, one woman set them to the eyes that these people are being exploited. Like, who told her that they are being exploited? Imagine betraying a fellow human being, the later on you start bragging, you are so happy that you did it. How do you think those people are feeling wherever they are? Do you think that you did something wonderful by reporting these people to the eyes? What if you are the one who was reported somewhere so that police can arrest you and you be jailed? How will you feel? Like, put that situation into your shoe. How will you feel if that was done to you? And again, the immigrants are doing a lot of work in the United States. They help in building America, and now they are getting deported. And remember, before election, Orange Man said that he's going to carry out the largest mass deportation that has never taken place in the United States. And he's doing it. People thought that it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. The man was so serious, and it's happening right now. And what if the manager of that company voted for the Orange Man? What if? How will he feel? I'm just saying what if. I don't know whether he voted for the Orange Man or for Kamala or for Joe Stein. I'm just asking, what if he voted for the Orange Man? How is he going to manage his company right now, being that majority of the workers were detained by ICE? Is he going to start from zero? Is he going to employ the American citizens? Is he going to pay the American citizens the maximum wage? And also, is it true this what this woman was saying, that this man or this manager was paying these workers low minimum wage? Is it true that he was exploiting them? Because some research also need to be conducted. If it's true, then action need to be taken. And again, I'm also still blaming the woman for reporting these people to the ICE, because it wasn't their fault. They came to the United States to work. They wanted to see their family happy. They wanted to make sure that their life is way better, more than where they were before. Maybe in their countries they were not able to get good jobs that will pay them well. Maybe they were not able to get jobs at all, and it's only in the United States where they could get good job. And then somebody from nowhere comes and starts reporting you to the ICE. So guys, what do you think about this? Was it the largest or the massive ICE raids in the United States that has ever happened? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I really appreciate your massive love and support. Let's keep the conversation going. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm your presenter Judy. See you on my next episode. Ciao.